This episode is brought to you by United Airlines. When you want to make the most of your vacation, book with United. They're an airline that cares about your travels as much as you do. United is transforming the flying experience with Bluetooth connectivity, screens, power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to help fit everyone's bag. And with their app, you can skip the bag check line, get live updates, and more. Change the way you fly. Book your next trip today at united.com.
Deciding which credit card or loan is right for you is like trying to choose where you want to eat for dinner. Except when you finally get to the restaurant, the menu's riddled with jargon that no average foodie could understand. So at Credit Karma, we keep things simple. We show you personalized recommendations that align with your money goals and help you turn the confusing fine print into terms you can actually understand. And as a cherry on top, we provide a detailed overview for a new card or loan before you apply. That way, we can help you make decisions faster and with more confidence. Download Intuit Credit Karma today to get started.
Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, FDA approved for over 20 years. So, talk to your specialist to see if Botox Cosmetic is right for you.
For full prescribing information, including boxed warning, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
Remember to ask for Botox Cosmetic by name. To see for yourself and learn more, visit BotoxCosmetic.com. That's BotoxCosmetic.com.
Welcome to a brand new episode of our very fun, very vibrant, I'm going to spell it with an F, vibrant, very futuristic show because we recorded on Thursday, but you're hearing it on Friday.
Fishing Friday.
Fishing Friday.
Hey.
What else starts with an F?
What else starts with an F?
What else?
Falafel, fattoush salad.
Fattoush salad? What's in a fattoush salad?
Well, so I don't know. These words are stored up in my brain, but like if you ask for a definition or any context, I don't have them.
Okay.
That's why I'm really good at like word searches because I feel like I've heard this word before.
Okay.
Fantasia.
Fantasia as in like Barrino or the movie?
I would absolutely never refer to the movie. I have tried to watch the movie one time and very quickly it was clear to me that no one was speaking and it was just music. It wasn't even communicating through song like a musical. It was purely orchestra. And if anyone knows anything about me, if you don't speak in a movie, I'll be asleep. Ask me if I've ever seen the Peach fucking movie.
James and the Giant Peach?
No, Melissa, the one
like,
where they're fornicating with a peach.
It's not a peach.
Call me by your name.
There's words in that.
Melissa, no one speaks for the first, I'm gonna go on a limb and say 25 minutes. And first of all, beautiful vistas, looks like a screensaver, gorgeous music, lulls me to sleep every time, never finish it. And that's also why I could never watch Fantasia.
It took me like 3 times to watch it. I had the screener and I kept falling asleep and then waking up and then having to rewind it. So I understand that. I was also very sleepy while I was watching it. So I can understand, yes, it is a sleepy movie. But it's also, I think he learned his lesson because same director did Challengers and he picked it up.
You'll never sleep in that movie.
I watched it again 2 days ago. Great movie.
I should watch it again.
Too much feet, but great movie.
Have you seen Fantasia?
I've seen that terrifying, scary horror film. When I was 4 years old, we were living in Jackson, Mississippi at the time. My mother put it on the TV. And I remember exactly what everything looked like. I remember what our living room looked like. I remember I had on a sweatshirt. My sister Meghan was also there. She was... So this is take 3, I believe, my internet just went out for what reason? I don't know. I restarted my modem and it made a very odd noise. It was like, and I didn't even know they made noises.
It wanted you to know that it was putting in the work. It's like when I'm crossing the street and I move my arms extra fast, even though my legs like aren't necessarily moving faster, to let people know that like I am being considered. I want you to know I'm putting in the effort.
Yeah. Maybe it was the demons from Fantasia that got into my modem because we were talking about that scary ass movie.
Are you going to make us start from the beginning a third time?
No, we're just starting right here at Fantasia.
Perfect.
We got all the other stuff with the good mic. Let me make sure that my mic is connected correctly. Okay.
It sounds good.
So that movie, scary ass movie, me and my sister were running around the house, screaming, yelling. She was crying. I was kicking over things. And I will never watch it again.
I stand with you as someone who never completed it. Like,
I felt like I was really having, we didn't complete it either. It got to that part where the mops are dancing around and that was the end. I felt like I was having a very moment of not being myself because I was a very calm, collected child. It was almost like, even though Soraya, I don't think was born yet, it was almost like she had come into my spirit since she was a very
young child. Soraya possessed you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Soraya, how do you feel about Red Dye number 40? You know, I was watching a TikTok about, and Mach was like, because it was this girl, Sam, who was like, she literally was like, my dad has a bag of Red Dye 40. I'm going to put it in a glass of milk and drink it. And she was like, oh, I feel crazy. She's like, no, I feel like completely fucking normal. And Mach was like, wait, what is that? And I was like, oh, the joys of being a kid who didn't grow up with like behavioral problems or neurodivergency or any like learning disabilities, who also didn't have crunchy parents, because the way that we were not allowed to have red dye because that would make us crazy. And I was like, yeah, I just... You know?
Did you never enjoy an M&M as a child?
But that's like the other part, that it's like there's so many of these like broad sweeping statements that were made in my childhood, and then if I look back on it, I'm like, if it was really that bad, why were you allowed to have it? The person who's telling me that I can't like have this, and like I'm sure I did at like Halloween, and like nothing was like, do you know what I mean? So, you know, whatever. I'm sure like we look at anything and there can be correlation and causation, sure, but just let them live a little. Like, you're not gonna give a kid a red vine. Like, I promise you,
first of all, red vine is torment. That is not a candy to be enjoyed.
Okay, a Twizzler. But
both
like,
of them are disgusting.
Usually people have like a preference for one over the other.
If I were to have to eat one, it would be a red vine, but they're both disgusting candies.
I used to really love them when I was in like high school.
I like to hit people with them when they get a little stale.
That shit, first of all, it's spiky, sharp, rough corners. Yeah, so would you like to tell everybody what's coming up?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of spooky movies, and we're doing spooky season, the next 2 weeks we're going to be doing Halloween-themed, fall-themed movies. And the first one up, which was a clear winner, we did a poll on our Patreon. It was for anybody that was in the free tier. They could participate. There was one movie that really stuck out from the beginning, and that was the government name of this movie was The Witches of Coventry.
I'm familiar.
Do you know what that is?
No, I'm familiar. I wondered if it's The Craft.
No, I mean, The Craft's wonderful movie. Unfortunately, it did not even break the top 3 for movies. The Witches of Coventry, I guess its unofficial name, yet official name, is Twitches. You familiar with that film?
I'm deeply familiar with that film. I'm sorry to say, man, I have no idea who the Witches of Coventry are.
Neither do I. I was on Tia and Tamara's and IMDb, really looking like, where's this movie? I was going to look up some quick facts about it, going up and down. And I was like, Twitches is nowhere to be found on this page. So then I did Command F.
Do you mean Witches of Coventry or Twitches?
Twitches wasn't on their IMDb.
Twitches wasn't showing up on their IMDb at all.
No. And so I did Command F, like typed in Twitches, and I was looking and I was like, okay, these clips that are on the top of their IMDb, it's showing Twitches. Like, there's clips that say Twitches. You click on it, it's Twitches. But their actual IMDb did not have Twitches listed. But then I saw this called The Witches of Coventry, and there was a part 1 and part 2, and I was like, so they've been in another witch movie before? So I click, and when you click into it, the cover art says Twitches. The clips say Twitches. It says Twitches everywhere except for the main title. which it says The Witches of Coventry, original title Twitches. So then I go on, when I should have been doing something else yesterday, I go look at the Wikipedia. It says Twitches, does not mention The Witches of Coventry anywhere in the information. Then I go to Disney Plus. That says Twitches as well. I Google, why was it changed The Witches of Coventry? There's no answer. I don't know if somebody's playing a trick on IMDb.
Yeah, my question too is I just looked it up and this seems like it'd be even more confusing because there's a book series called The Witches of Coventry. Mm-hmm. And it's doesn't seem like it's
There's
related?
A book series called Twitches that this is based on. It is based on a book series called Twitches.
Yeah, so now I'm just like, now this is looking... Also, there's no way this is this lady's real name who wrote this Witches of Coventry book. But actually the title does look like like the font she's using looks like Twitches.
Maybe it's a fanfic. And now she's infiltrated IMDb.
If she has, I'm going to say straight up impressive. But The Witch's Bargained, Cloudy, Witch, Cadaver, ooh. The Iced Snow Gala.
But even looking at the what is on The Witches of Coventry has nothing to do with Twitches. 11 books for one great price. Brighton Longfield is kind of bad at life. She's divorced, childless, and just got fired. This isn't about teen witches.
No, it's not. And also, this author, I now know why she's using a pen name because she's going by Sarah Bourgeoisie, and I go, that's not your real last name.
Bourgeois.
Yeah, but isn't that how you spell bourgeoisie? Maybe not.
The word is bourgeois.
But in history class. But so she has all of these like books, and I'm sorting on Amazon by most popular, and they're all like Halloween themed. And I'm like, okay, why are we using I was assuming this is a pen name for this because like seems like you're doing pretty well, and like wouldn't you want people to know that this is you? And then we go down, and I go, oh, it wasn't just Halloween. Eventually, once we get to a bajillion, it's one called You'll Be Sorry, which is about Christmas, I see. It is book 12 of 28 about, I can only assume a cat is the main character because it's called The Familiar Kitten The Mysteries. So I'm wondering if it is the cat from Sabrina Teenage Witch.
Okay. This is fanfic?
These are books. And then we get to...
there's plenty of fanfics that have been turned into books.
I didn't say these weren't self-published. I'm sure these are self-published. We then get into the cover arts is really bad. We get to Homicide for the Holidays. Okay. Mocha Latte Malice and Murder. The Chili Cook-Off Murder. Family and Felony Murder. And all of these just have like pictures of like a little cat just smiling. Oh my God. Decaf Cappuccino and Murder. That's called Dying for a Coffee. Cozy Mystery. Book 3 of 6. Barista's Beans and Murder. Sorry. I just like, I get at a certain point though, she's made I don't know who they are. They've made so many books, they are running out of words to use in their titles. So then we get to Jelly Bean Jiggery Pokery. And then Marshmallow Mirage. Wow.
I wonder if she was able to change the name on IMDb. So then when people Google it, her book
because here I am. Like I'm deeply interested in Sarah Bourgeoisie.
So I truly don't understand. Because
me neither.
There's no rhyme or reason. If I Google why was Twitches changed, there's nothing comes up. They live in Coventry, right?
Coventry is like that's like not a word I would say like it's not associated with Twitch. Like it's within it's in the Twitches universe, but like I would also think that like for Disney Channel, Disney has maybe not so much now where politically it's gone, but like, you know, the kids who weren't allowed to, like we talk about, like who weren't allowed to watch like Harry Potter or like magic in that kind of way. I think that Disney used to kind of like, I would think they would toe the line a little bit more to kind of like pull it back from like I don't know, witchcraft in a way that like riles people up. So like Twitches is kind of like, you can skirt by on that title, but like the Witches of Coventry, I'm like, that sounds like a proclamation.
Right.
sounds like the Salem witch trials. This sounds historical. This sounds like biblically accurate.
Yeah, and I truly don't know. Maybe I'll reach out to Tia.
Not Tamara.
No, it's her busy season. Holiday movies and all.
Yeah.
Elections coming up.
Those kids might hardly be seeing their parents. Their parents they've got work to do. He's working. It's his time of year, first of all.
Yeah.
Weather disasters and politics.
Mm-hmm.
That man is so busy.
They can't even bother to tell the other that they're doing a reality series. So why should I interfere?
No, and we're not picking sides, but if we were, the side has been picked long before.
Long before, and I literally just said who I would be contacting.
Yeah, and also, just if anyone has any, like, you're like still a little confused, always and forever, we stand with Beyonce. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a founder of the Go Kid Go network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey, guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Oh, I was going to say, there's also, too close to call, I would say, with Practical Magic and the Addams Family. 20 and 21.
Oof. Maybe
so
we'll have to have
we're going
to
do a runoff just with those two, and you can only pick one.
Yeah, furthering the bracket. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So if you have strong feelings and opinions, make sure you vote. And it's a free tier on Patreon.
Join the free tier and make sure your voice is heard. And this weekend, make sure you watch Twitches and send us your hot takes next week.
I can't wait to rewatch it. I have not watched it since I was like in my teens, probably.
This came out while I was in college, so not really on my list of Disney films.
Have you seen it?
I've seen
Parts
bits and pieces of it, but I can't. I know they're teen witches, even though they were well in their 20s.
Yeah, they looked young for a long time.
I am significantly younger than them, and I was in college when this came out, so we'll just go with that.
Yeah, they played the sheltered role very well. I think that also adds like the naivete of like being raised like very sheltered and religious also helped with continuing to play high school.
I was a child when they were actually in high school playing high schoolers.
Oh, that's so
cool. Yeah, I think I've seen some of it. I definitely haven't seen part 2.
Part 2's good.
I was for a moment, I was getting it confused with 17 Again. Because I definitely have seen that, and there are magical elements in that, I would say.
Sure. It's mostly men. But
I got excited about who plays their grandfather in 17 Again, because that man is, he looks so good.
Wait,
and he still looks good.
17 Again, who plays the grandfather?
Mm-hmm. Because he was younger, because whatever, they went back.
Melissa, I thought you meant, hold on. 17 Again is also a Zac Efron movie? And I was like,
oh,
how the fuck did you get it confused? No, they're both called 17 Again. I didn't even put two and two together that one was also called 17 Again.
I'll send you a photo of the group.
No, yeah, I just looked it up and I was like, oh, I remember this. I haven't watched that. I don't even know the last time I watched this one.
His name is Mark Taylor.
No, he's stunning. Oh, I ended up on a fan edit of him on Tumblr. Oh my God. Taylor Swift has a lyric of, what must it be like to grow up so beautiful? And I would like to ask him that question.
Right.
Stunning. Yeah, I'm on this fan edit gif of him on Tumblr. And it's just all these gifs of just him.
Just being hot.
Yeah, just being hot. That's so funny. Well, congratulations to this man for your face.
Very suitable face. So very excited. But am I watching? Send us your watch Twitches. Don't go off of your thoughts from the past. Yeah. Because we ran into that problem with
Cheetah Girls 2.
Cheetah Girls 2. Do not just go off your nostalgia. Watch the film and give your hot takes for today, not nostalgia hot takes.
If you want to give a nostalgia hot take, you can say, like, I thought this when I watched it when I was younger, and now I think this or whatever. But if you're like, no, there is like nothing wrong, like, or not there's nothing wrong, but like there's like nothing. From what I remember, it's like this, and it's like, no, you gotta refresh your memory but also prepare yourself, because I did have to grapple with the fact that Cheetah Girls 2 is not actually just Strut and the final performance, because I just pieced together a lot of what happened in between and forgot that it wasn't just those two fantastic movie moments. So I have some incredibly exciting news that when Mott's told me, I almost didn't even believe him. We had to pull the car over. I jumped out. I was giddy. I was jumping up and down, and I have been thinking about it at a certain time of day since. And I'm just like, I don't know who's listening to this podcast. I don't know who's responsible for this, but they have changed my life. They've removed one of the biggest nuisances of my life and fixed it.
What is that?
Our streetlights aren't purple anymore. I will say it is ironic that it happened right around Halloween.
Why couldn't they wait until November 1st?
I did wonder that, because I said, okay, well, the only time of year that these actually really worked was during Halloween season. But we were just driving like up our street, and Mats was like, oh my God, the neighbors, like the neighbors' street light, like on our street, but like it's not in front of our house. They're like, oh my God. He's like, it's fixed. And I was like, shut the fuck up. I was so excited.
It wasn't broken.
It was emotionally. Like, it broke me emotionally. It was horrible. When Melissa drove the house, she goes, oh my God, wow. It looks like the Thriller music. You're like, I love it. I was like, fuck off. It's so fucking jarring. And then ours was still the purpley, the fluorescent. And then the next day, Mott said, you got to come outside and see something. And I stepped out. And what did I see? I was basking in a warm glow. It didn't feel like a sterile environment. It didn't feel like I was in a hospital or in a Safeway parking lot.
What hospital are you going to with purple lighting?
No, it's just cold. Like, very like cold and like, ooh. It really felt like a Safeway parking lot.
If anything, the current color feels more like a hospital.
No, hospitals are so like blue and...
What hospitals are you going to?
Fluorescent-y. They're very fluorescent.
Yeah, fluorescent is more yellow than blue.
Not the LED. Okay, well, that's all I'm saying is that they are warm and beautiful, and I'm so fucking happy. And I'm just like, thrilled. So I don't know how this was rectified.
Before you were thrillered.
Yeah. And like, again, it is, I'm not complaining. It is just a little ironic that the one time of year that it is fitting and it doesn't look like absolutely wild, because paired with like warm Christmas lights, it looks crazy. Like it looks so, it looks like Nightmare Before Christmas. Like it's so spooky. And like, I promise you everyone, and they're just spooky looking. And so to take it out during
purple.
spooky season.
It's very different.
It's purple. It's so off-putting, and they're back.
That's
and
the color that my house is when I'm not here. It turns that color.
Yeah, that's what those ones do.
ALEXA, I'm leaving, and then it changes.
It purples for you. Get purple for me. So I'm just like feeling grateful, feeling blessed, feeling so lucky, because it was getting to me. Though I like feel better I'm happier for the neighbors, because in our house, it wasn't like casting a purple light on our house specifically. And when we were inside, it didn't look purple, but like our neighbors, in their living room, it was purple. Like their walls were purple. Like their whole yard looked purple. Ours was just like the street in front of the house. So I'm like very happy for them. So that's one of my, that's really my biggest, most exciting news in my life.
Do you love Disney? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the Magical Millennial.
And I'm the Dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. There is nothing we don't cover.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed, but you definitely need in your life. So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa DeMonts, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
Each week, we deliver 4 fun-filled shows.
In Don't Blame Me, we tackle our listeners' dilemmas with hilariously honest advice.
Then we have But Am I Wrong, which is for the listeners that didn't take our advice. Plus, we share our hot takes on current events.
Then tune in to See You Next Tuesday for our listener poll results from But Am I Wrong?
And finally, wrap up your week with Fisting Friday, where we catch up and talk all things pop culture.
Listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Merry Christmas, everybody! My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody! Let's go!
Yeah, I didn't really do much of anything fun over the week. I've been working very hard, writing and figuring stuff out with life. Nothing really exciting is going on. I mean, there are exciting things, but nothing to talk about. But I will have stuff to talk about next week. This weekend, I'm going to the haunted hayride.
Well, best of luck.
Yeah, it wasn't my idea, of course.
No, of course.
But I signed a waiver and I let them know if anybody gets too close to me, I will be punching them. And they were like, they can't get close to you. And I was like, you don't know how far I can run.
Mm-hmm.
They can be 5 feet away. That's too close.
Yeah. I am a firm believer. And as somebody who used to work in a haunted house.
Wait.
I haven't told you that lore of mine?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, as someone who used to work in a haunted house, I am a firm believer that you have to keep a healthy distance, because if you are doing your job well, people should be fucking scared. And if you have to get that close and personal to someone, similar to how I feel about comedians, similar to how I feel about everybody, watch your behavior. It should always be a threat that you might get punched. It always might be if you're doing something, you can't just say no, I can do whatever. I'm safe up here. I can do whatever to you. No, you cannot undo onto me. And I think is false.
You might get slapped.
You might get slapped. And might I recommend not thinking that because you're standing on stage with a microphone talking shit, that means that like you are an impenetrable bubble.
Right. Like you're exempt from.
Yeah. You're also like 5'8". Like, come on. So
did you see his buddy is walking back the stuff that he said? Seinfeld, who he that comedy that he did, that quote unquote comedy that came out earlier this
Pop-Tarts?
year, that he was like, the liberals are to blame for it not being funny. And now he's saying, I was wrong. That wasn't correct. So I want to know what happened, because I know he just didn't come to that on his own.
Well, who's he blaming now?
He didn't blame anyone. He just said that he was wrong. Let's just blame, I don't know, the script.
Also, the concept with love. I didn't need this. And if I needed a movie about like the history of Pop-Tarts, I don't need it to be a comedy.
And I can also just read Wikipedia.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, I'm curious about what that is. I didn't hear that. I love not hearing from that man.
Me too. And then I was surprised when it popped up, much like a Pop-Tart.
I'm more of a strudel girl myself.
I like the s'mores one and then the cinnamon one. Those two are delicious. But the strawberry, disgusting. The frosting on the top, disgusting. They're awful. But I did see on our Instagram page that, we get those random ass recipes.
I saw you send yourself about a dozen.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, who cares about making mini grilled cheeses? It's just a grilled cheese sandwich that you took and cut into fours. Mm-hmm. But there was a recipe that came up for homemade Pop-Tarts, the cinnamon ones.
I could fuck with
that. The ingredients are very simple. Everything I already have. And putting some gluten-free flour in there, it's going to be so good. And they made it so the crust is like thicker and more like it was a soft pie-ish.
Oh, yeah. See, that's more of like a toaster strudel
but it's not,
kind of vibe.
But it doesn't have the pastry dough.
It's just a thicker shortbread kind of not shortbread, but like toast, like that kind of a.
It's not the toaster strudel, because those are more.
Well, those are flaky, but it's a thicker version.
It's just like a cakier version of what the actual Pop-Tarts is.
Yeah, because that's what I like about, to me, Pop-Tarts, the ratio of everything is just off. Like it's just off. And I think if you're going to make something that is stuffed, I want to have like the fact that like the top part of the frosting is so thick, and then like the actual cakey aspect of it is not that thick. It's and then the filling,
crispy. It's like a cracker. It's closer to a sweet cracker.
Yeah, and I don't like that. So like make it thicker. Give me some bite to it.
Mm-hmm. So perhaps we'll have it if we actually have the Halloween get together.
Okay, let me know when that's supposed to be.
Not this weekend, but the next. We only have limited time.
I know. I was like, I was working on my Halloween costume.
You don't need a costume for this. No, and don't try to use this as an excuse to wear one of your ugly ass wigs.
Yeah, first of all, they're right next to me. Don't tell me it's a good time. But ma'am, I wasn't going to. I was going to say that I don't want to like because Halloween's not on a weekend this year and I need Mott's incorporated in my Halloween costume, that maybe this weekend we will do our Halloween costume, do the TikToks and everything because he'll be here. So it's at the right time. I'm not trying to wear a Halloween costume here.
You were.
No,
if
but
you want to know what I'm talking about, join our Patreon live stream.
I wasn't trying to wear a costume. I was trying to wear a wig.
Is the wig not a costume when it is not who you usually are?
It's also true. But I am actually going to be all good with costumes because Mott's does want to dress up on actual Halloween for trick-or-treaters, which I was like, I kind of gave up on that idea. And I was like, okay, fine. Then you buy our costumes and figure it out. Like, I like, don't want to think about it anymore. Because I sent him a couple ones. And then our nephew, for his birthday, he wants to have a costume-themed birthday. And so we were told that we don't have to wear costumes by his mom. And I was like, I mean, we do. Like, he will be upset if we're not. So it's trying to find a costume. I found myself Googling modest costumes, not because I'm like worried about being modest around kids. It's just like I need something that like I can bend down in and like do all of that kind of stuff. So I was thinking I could, well, I don't want to spoil it. Maybe I'll post it on my Instagram. But yeah, there's a couple cute ideas. But also, I have to, like, you can't have like a niche. I can't be like I can't be Dakota Johnson and Ellen for children. I'm like,
is there a theme for the party?
Apparently, as of now, the theme is costumes, but his birthday is like
at the end of November.
No, it's the 11th.
Oh, okay.
So,
there's time. Maybe he'll be costumed out by the time Halloween rolls around.
Yeah, there's also time for him to like completely shift what he wants to do, like all of that kind of stuff. So we're gonna keep it minimal.
Okay.
But I'm excited. And we have to get Halloween candy. Montez said we can finally maybe start getting some because he said we just have to get his own bag, because the issue is that
he's a fiend.
Yeah, every year when we do it, he then eats the candy and then he goes, we gotta go get more candy. I go, what happened to the candy we bought? And he's like, I ate most of it. I'm like, oh my God.
Maybe you should buy it and just hide it.
Yeah.
Because by the time you buy it, it's just gonna be shitty candy left.
That's what I keep telling him.
Yeah, you should just get it and hide it from him.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it this weekend. That's the plan. I'll write that down. Make sure I put that on my weekend list. We went to Home Goods this past weekend. And I forgot how much I love that store, how stressful it is, but how much I love it. And now I
hate the way it smells.
Me too. I hate the way a lot of retail locations smell.
Yeah, but that one
has a distinct smell.
And I don't understand how, like, they don't have the same stuff at every store.
No.
So what are they pumping through the vents?
And it's not like it's Subway. They're not cooking food. But like there is such a fucking distinct smell.
I can't go. Well, I don't like going into stores anyway, but that one.
It's a tough one.
Absolutely no.
It's a very tough one. And never go to one Riverside because it has the most Home Goods smell you'll ever smell.
Really where I'm headed.
Hey, desert times. But my phone knows, because it's listening to me, that we went, and now it keeps showing me people finding like these beautiful, very rare Le Creuset like braziers or stock pots or crock pots at their Home Goods. And I'm like, am I going to spend a whole fucking day driving around trying to find one? Because like I looked there and like
behavior.
I'm like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, am I going to be one of those people who like, because it turns out that it still happens in LA, which is crazy to me. Because there's no offense. There's so many other things to do in LA that like people will post things, be like trying to find this, like the like Home Goods, like, I don't know, something blanket or whatever. And they're like, I decided to get here at opening. And there's like a line of
that makes
elderly
sense. People line up for everything here. They line up for
they're
food.
They're not dropping anything new. It's just like, it's for the doors to open.
That makes perfect sense to me.
It's like Disneyland. Which is crazy. So I'm like, am I like gonna I want to like message those people on Reddit and be like, level with me. I'm not here to judge you. Did you wait? And like, how hard am I going to stumble upon this midweek in the evening, or am I going to have to be there on like a Monday morning, 6 a.m.?
It's like a pop-up. Pop-ups, there's nothing new at a pop-up. It's just the stuff that people are waiting to go at a certain price.
Sometimes it's just happen to repeat.
You could go to the actual place and get it.
Unless it's the crumble cookie one.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
The one that was in Australia.
That was not real.
Yeah.
That
Did you see that the owner flew down like a few days after, and he was like, I'm not going to sue them, but now I know that we have a market here and we're going to build a store.
Oh my God. Okay.
And they can charge way more because they doubled the prices.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted us to talk about this, and I didn't really care. But then I saw that the owner basically owned them, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, when I found out that, because I said at one point, I was like, why do crumbles give off Mormon vibes? And someone's like, because they are like Mormon cookies. And I was like, oh. And that was like years ago, before they were like so big. I was like, well, this thing gives off Mormon. And they're like, Meghan, they are Mormon. And I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This totally makes sense to me. Because like, it's just it's similar to the ye old soda shoppies that they have, where they put the things in there.
Yeah, there's a creator that I follow called, she does, I think it says water, because she was doing fake reviews of water for a while, just making fun of people that were doing dumb reviews.
Yeah.
And so I believe that's what her name is. But she does one every week when Crumble drops their ones for that week. And she's funny, but I trust what she says.
And I just know that like it's just like not for me, because as someone who like is not a big sweets person, those are the exact opposite than what I would pick.
I'm a huge sweets person, but I don't like frosting on a cookie. As y'all know, I made the Walmart cookies with no frosting. I don't like extra. Like, I want a cookie to be a cookie.
Yeah. You're a cookie purist is what you're saying.
I'm a cookie purist.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I also have a really strong belief that a cookie, the texture of a cookie depends on the kind of cookie. And I don't think some cookies should be fucking soft like that.
Yep.
But then some of them should be softer than the other, or like warmed up. And so like, I just don't like this. And I know you can warm some of them up, but like,
they need to be cooked longer. It's not even just warming up. Cook them longer. They're not done.
When they do like a ginger one, I go, I'm actually sorry. That needs to be hard. That cookie, I need to hear like a knock, knock, knock. You can't just have that break apart because I feel like I'm eating just raw ingredients for a pumpkin pie.
I could just eat a ginger cookie if I wanted that. Not a ginger. I could just eat a piece of ginger if I wanted that.
Yes. Like, yeah, I'm not a fan.
I'm Brennan Storr.
I'm Paul Bestall.
We're the Ghost Story Guys.
And every 2 weeks, we explore first-person stories of encounters with the paranormal from all around the world.
Then we have some fun reacting to those stories. We like to say our goal is to scare the hell out of you, then make you laugh.
Belief in the paranormal is not required. All you need is a love of great storytelling and curiosity about the world around you.
Come find the Ghost Story Guys on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else fine podcasts live, or at ghoststoryguys.com.
People often look at me with confusion when I ask them what their only one in the room story is. They think it has to be like mine, where I went to a 600-person event and discovered that I was the only Black person there. I know. Horrifying, right? Hi, I'm Laura Cathcart-Robbins, and I am the host and creator of the podcast Only One in the Room. Every week, my co-host Scott Slaughter and I invite you to join us for an hour and lose yourself in someone's only one story. This podcast is for anyone who's ever felt alone in a room full of people, which is to say that this podcast is for everyone.
Bitches on Comics is a bi-monthly interview podcast where we talk to the coolest LGBTQ plus folks and women in comics and pop culture.
Our unique perspectives and welcoming nature have earned us the honor of being named a best comic book podcast by Book Riot, Screen Rant, The Mary Sue, Comic Book Herald, and Comic Book Couples Counseling.
Bitches on Comics is hosted by moi, Monica Estrella Negra, filmmaker, writer, and co-founder of Audrey's Revenge Film.
And me, Essie Fleenor, comic and pop culture nerd and culture critic with writing in The Independent, Vice, Electric Literature, Star Trek, and so much more.
We're also both voting members of Gallica, the Society of LGBTQ plus entertainment critics.
Join Bitches on Comics for in-depth, hilarious, and heartfelt conversations with the likes of Stephanie Williams, Leah Anderson, and the late, great Rachel Pollack.
Listen to Bitches on Comics on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Or tune in at bitchesoncomics.com. New episodes every other Wednesday.
Oh, another thing that I did that I'm staring at right now. I bought a wedding dress from Goodwill online.
Megan, you didn't tell me.
I know. I'm going to send you pictures right now.
Okay.
That was my plan. Because I was like, I don't want to just like send these pictures to you like unprompted. My God, I have so many screenshots of Ariana Grande as the Castro.
I got so much to say about that. Tune in on Monday for What Am I Wrong?
So there's like a whole vision that I have with it. And so the whole thing is it would need to be tailored, obviously. Mm-hmm. There is like a little discoloration stain in the front, but like it's really not that bad. Like you can't totally tell.
Yeah, you can probably get it out too.
Yeah, so I think I could get it out. It needs to be taken in, which is good because like the zipper is not, I wouldn't say the zipper is like the greatest right now. The length is like pretty good. It could be a little bit longer at the front, but it doesn't drag in the front, which I prefer. It does have a train, but I think I could, it's not like huge, and I think I could put it like bustle it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's like it's not like my favorite thing in the entire world, but I was like, I see the vision of it, and it would be good to compare other things to. Like if I decided I want something of like, something else. But like, I think it's a very good option to have if like the alterations of taking it in would be like crazy fucking expensive or whatever. I'd be like, okay, maybe not.
You're doing a lot of talking and no sending.
Bitch, I did send it.
It just came through right now.
There you go. And so.
Oh, I like that.
I know. It's
pretty.
pretty.
The length is already good because you don't have shoes on.
Exactly. I was saying it's a little short, like in the front.
Oh, short.
Yeah. And so I could do like a little white like scarf kind of a thing, or because I don't know, I want to do a full.
Ooh, I like how
veil.
you have the scarf around her neck.
Yeah.
like
So
that.
picture that, but like
matched
white
and
to match. And also, even if I don't bustle it, I wonder if I could take some of the fabric from the bottom, but like it's pretty easy to match because it has a combination of all the different textures. Like there's some lace applique kind of things, and then there's tulle covering it, and it's high quality, which is nice because so many of the like more affordable dresses I've seen, they're just like thin. They're not very like weighty. And it was like $60, maybe like less than $100 with shipping. So it smells like Goodwill, but hey, it has to be dry cleaned anyway.
Take it to a dry cleaner. They can get all that out.
Yeah, but
They can
cute,
get
right?
that stain out. Yeah, I love it. Looks
Yeah, I
great.
sent it to Kyle too, and Kyle, because I said the same thing to Kyle. I was like, imagine the purple thing, white little like scarf. I could do a veil or whatever, and he was like, no, I like weirdly actually very much see this vision. And I was like, cool, me too. But it definitely needs to be taken in because I can wear it. I got a size that's too big because also bridal sizes used to be even more skewed than they are now. And this is like a bridal brand. So they really do the bridal sizes, not like Anthropologie, which I've heard is like a little bit closer. And I can like, it doesn't like fall off me at all, but it definitely needs to be taken in because it does have like a corset-y kind of looking top. And I think if that's loose, it looks weird. But yeah, it's cute. I'll send you a close-up of the, I really need to clean the mirror that I took this picture in, but a close-up of like the applique kind of stuff.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks. It feels wedding-y enough.
It's very much a wedding dress.
Well, I was going to say, but like
but not
'cause-
like over.
Yeah. It's the courthouse part that it's like very hard because a lot of people will do short for that. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, but I also can't have like a gown.
Yeah.
So.
Love it.
Woo. I'll find a tailor and we'll see how it goes. How do I lie and say that it's not for a wedding so it's cheaper?
What are you going to say it's for?
That's
Is
what I'm
very
saying.
much
What's
a
the
wedding
lie?
dress. It's not the lie.
vow
I think
renewal?
you take it to somebody that doesn't advertise that they
As
do
wedding.
wedding dresses.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. There's
'Cause
a
also-
great guy that that's over here by me.
Oh,
that does
send
it.
me. I've heard a lot of like horrible stuff for like that. And like, obviously the stakes aren't not nearly as high because like this is not, I didn't spend a ton of money on it. And like, I'm kind of like, I like it, but like if it didn't work out, like I'd be fine. But even just like hearing people who like, it's like a $5,000 dress, that's their dream dress that they love. And then these like alterations, they like completely ruin it or fuck it up. I'm like, okay, so what are you gonna do to mine?
Yeah, like this guy, when I went to get my outfit for my cousin's wedding, the Indian wedding, the lady was like, there's a guy down the street, he can get this done in like 2 days. Like, just take it
Wow.
over there, he'll fix it. And because those dresses are kind of made in like 3 sizes and then you get them redone wherever. And so like that's her guy. So yeah, he's great.
Your cousin suggested that one?
No, the woman that owned the shop that I got the dress at.
Oh, that's who she recommends too. Then that's how you know it's good because it's like other people, if he was bad, it would look bad on her and then people would shop from her.
Yep.
Oh yeah, give me that info.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was so hard to find people who are good at that stuff.
It is.
How much were
like
your alterations?
It wasn't even that bad. I want to say maybe like $50.
Oh my God.
Because he the way that it's made, like the top part, he had to undo the top part and then pull it up. Like the dress where the top and the dressy part met. So he had to pull it up. So then it would fit right in the bosom area. And then he took it in on the sides and also hemmed it from the bottom. So it was like work that went into it.
Yeah, no, it's all aspects of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are saying like online that they usually spend like, people were like, you know, my alterations, like it wasn't too bad. It was only $900. And I was like,
absolutely not. We could fly to Arkansas and I could take you to my guy Yanez, who was the man for doing all alterations, and then come back and it would be less than $500.
Yeah, like I'm just like, this is so wild. And I also wonder if a part of it is because those bridal salons, they really like screw with the sizing. And so you try on sizes that are so much like that are bigger than the ones you would order. And so then they tell you to order something that's so like, oh, well, just in case we have room for like, if anything were to go wrong. So you order something that requires a lot more alterations. And so I'm just like, it's such a fucked circumstance that, stressful as hell. So hopefully it works. I think it's cute.
I think so too.
And I had to like call Mods because he was on his way home from golf. And I was like, let me know before you like walk in the door. Because I ordered and I just don't need to see it if I'm wearing it. And he was like, what? And I was like, I ordered a dress and I want to see if it works. And he was like, oh my God. Okay. Because before he was like, what's this big box? Let's open it. And I was like, no, don't open it. We almost finished decorating for the holiday. Great. And we just need to put our lights up and then it looks great. It's going to be in a vlog. So hopefully you probably haven't seen it yet, but I think it looks really good.
No, because this goes up tomorrow. So
yeah, no,
they definitely haven't seen it.
It's not, but I think it looks very good.
Cool.
It's like a cute Halloween, not too spooky.
All right. Well, that's the end of Fisting Friday. I'm glad that we were able to make it through the rest of the minutes because that was a rough double start.
You know, sometimes fisting doesn't go exactly to plan.
Yeah.
Plan for the unexpected.
Gotta be more prepared.
Okay. On that note, I also made an enema joke. The end. We hope you all enjoyed and we'll fish you later.
Welcome to the small town of Chinook, where faith runs deep and secrets run deeper. In this new thriller, religion and crime collide when a gruesome murder rocks the isolated Montana community. Everyone is quick to point their fingers at a drug-addicted teenager, but local deputy Ruth Vogel isn't convinced. She suspects connections to a powerful religious group. Enter federal agent V.B. Lauro, who has been investigating a local church for possible criminal activity. The pair form an unlikely partnership to catch the killer, unearthing secrets that leave Ruth torn between her duty to the law, her religious convictions, and her very own family. But something more sinister than murder is afoot, and someone is watching Ruth. Chinook, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Sanaa Lathan. Listen to Chinook wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone, so we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural then and now.